Hey guys, how are you? Thank you so much for clicking. You are welcome. As always, something is trending on Nigerian cyberspace at the moment, and we're going to talk about women, my favorite people in the world, some of the most dangerous, some of the calmest, some of the sweetest creatures on the planet. So here's what a woman is doing to her husband. Let me read it out, but you can see it here. If you can read it, I'm going to let it stay for a while so you can read it. But there's this man who is asking all these people who ask around on the internet, say, good evening, bro. Please, I don't understand women again. How easy is it for a woman to just fall out of a love just like that? We've been married for 4 years and I can swear that my wife doesn't love me again. It's very easy for somebody to fall out of love. It's very easy for a woman to fall out of love. Even if I go out in the morning and not call all day and come back home by 1 a.m., my wife doesn't say anything. She will say welcome, your food is on the kitchen, and leave me and go and sleep. She told me to stop calling her when I return late at night, and that she has put the house key on my key holder. She wouldn't ask me where I've been to or who I have been with. You see yourself, Maganika. Yeah, go so clear. She wouldn't ask me where I have been to or who I have been with. If I tell her I'm not hungry, she will say okay. She will warm the food for me tomorrow, or sometimes she will just eat it. At first, I thought it was just an act and she will fold with time. But she keeps getting strong-hearted as the days go by. Even if I pick a call from a female in her presence, she won't say anything. She will either stay and keep pressing her phone or go into the room and do other things. We still gist and talk about random things, but she has never complained about my behavior. I keep testing her limit to see, but she isn't budging. I'm beginning to suspect that she doesn't love me anymore and that my marriage is a scam. I read stories and I hear from other people how jealous their wives are, but not my wife. She will just be looking at me like Sigidi. Only God knows what Sigidi means. Do you know what Sigidi? Sigidi. That's what the person wrote. Sigidi. If you know what it is, please tell me in the comment section. The only time my wife ever complained was when I was late in sending her monthly money. And she didn't even really complain. She just told me never to let her ask me for money that I know I am supposed to spend. I am worried, bro. Is this normal? My brother, after everything you've been doing, long and short, it is normal. It is very, very normal, sir. What happened is that your wife got tired. And that's one thing a lot of men don't understand. You are suspecting that your wife is cheating. Yes, there's a possibility that the woman is cheating, but there is also a possibility that she's not cheating. She has just chosen herself over you. That is all. Do you understand? A lot of women have complained and complained about how her husband is doing this, her husband is doing that. She wants him to come back home early, to be more responsible, to stop cheating, to stop maybe keeping unnecessary friends or taking too much alcohol. And generally, when a woman complains, it means that she believes that there is hope in your marriage, there is hope that things can change. But when she gets to that point where she's quiet, she was crying before, she was praying, she was reporting you everywhere. She has reported you to her mother-in-law, she has reported you to the pastor or to the imam, she has reported you to your boss, she has reported you to everybody that she can report, and you have not changed, you have not stopped. You have given her that label that people think that that's the best way to silence a woman. You say you don't want her to nag. Generally, when a woman nags, it's because she loves you. Then she gets to that point where they say dubu sun chika in Hausa language, when the cup is full. My brother, at that point, she will keep quiet. You see those her tears? She has gotten to a point where the river where the tears are coming from has dried up. She will wipe her tears, and at that point, it is your time to start crying. Crying is like a karbil mantle. You will take the mantle of leadership and start crying at that point in time. Because no matter what you do, her feelings have died. Magana ya kari maka. I mean, the end has come. That is the point where if you like, come back home 10 o'clock together with two women, she is not going to complain. If you like, do. If you like, don't do. At that point in time, she has chosen herself. Some men are lucky in that when the woman gets to that point, she will just divorce you. And yes, the society will demonize her, but she prefers to just go and then find her path to life by herself. Another woman will not divorce you. She will just stay in your house and stop complaining. That's when you're in trouble, because there's this mistake that people make, thinking that women will forgive. Women actually don't forgive. The way I see women, we don't forgive. That's when she will stay in your house to deal with you. And a lot of men mistake that gesture from women to think that and believe that she's quiet because she has come to terms with the fact that that is the way I am. I will always drink, I will always club and come back home by 1 a.m., or I will always chase women, or I will always this. No. At that point in time, the woman is going to be silent. And when a woman is silent, it is dangerous. A woman's silence is dangerous. If you are married to a woman who is always quiet, there was a time she was always talking, but now she doesn't talk anymore. She's planning what she's going to do for you. She's going to plan and execute it to a point where by the time you even know that your wife is planning something for you, is when she has finished planning it and she has finished executing it. Sometimes a woman will even be dead, but you will still be bearing the consequences of the punishment of what she sold for you. Women, we are very, very dangerous animals. We're very, very dangerous, vindictive creatures, I tell you. Okay? So like in this man's case now, he will be very lucky if the best that the wife is doing is cheating. He will be very lucky. Generally, the woman would have planted something that would deal with him. When he finds out, by the time he knows that she's doing something for him, it is usually when it is too late. She has already finished doing it. Yeah. So if you are listening to me, you are a man, you better treat your wife nice. You always listen to her and don't allow matters don't push matters under the carpet, because under that carpet they will grow wings, they will call their relatives, they will give birth, and those matters will capsize your marriage. Don't you ever take your wife for granted. All the men who do that, all the men who take their women for granted, ultimately they end up as the losers. You will end up alone. Sometimes that's when you become hypertensive or you suffer a stroke. That's when you now come back home and sit down because you think your wife, you married her so that she can be cleaning your pool. A lot of women would say, me, I did not marry to clean pool. All the ladies that you were sleeping around with, one of them should come and clean your pool now. Me, I have finished my own. You understand that kind of thing? So be very, very careful with the way you treat your woman. And if you are a woman, you are listening to me, let me give you this advice. Because the stories that trend all over the place. My husband is cheating. How can I stop him from cheating? How can I do this? How can I do that? Generally speaking, my sister, if you are listening to me, you cannot control what a grown adult wants to do. After all has been said and done, the only people you can control are your pets and your children. At least for me, I've come to the conclusion that I can only control my children and my pets. If a grown adult wants to do something, I can't kill myself. You have to ultimately decide to stay and be kept before I will stay with you. So if your husband is serially philandering, or if your wife even is serially philandering, you only have two options. You can stay or you can go. You can take the person as he is and decide, maybe this is my own cross that I'm going to bear. Okay? Or you can say, I can't take it anymore. Then you find out the best exit strategy for you. You execute it and you go. These are ultimately the two options, because it is very, very difficult. You know, forbidden fruits are very, very sweet. That one that you are not, now that one is sweet part. So the more you keep trying to control him, is the more reason why he will continue to chase that lady. And you understand, if you say you want to go and fight the side chick outside, how many side chicks are there? You would think he has one side chick, then you find out that there are many. There's no one side chick, it's actually a tournament. There are many side chicks. Can you do it? Do you understand? So ultimately, find out, ask yourself these questions and see. There's one test. You know, sometimes you could see somebody, and when you see him, the only thing on your mind is how to strangle him, how to do something bad to him. If you find yourself at that point where you are feeling like you can inflict harm on somebody, then it's better you just pack your things and go, so that you don't do something that you will end up locked up, and then your children will now not have a mother. It's better that way. If you know that you cannot take it, please go. If you get to that point, go. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. There's no shame in that. Or conversely, you can take your spouse the way he is and say this is his own shortcoming, or if you're a man, this is her shortcoming. That's the kind of advice that I have. Okay, so we have to avoid these kind of situations where we are in a marriage and it's like a what do they call it, mine, like a minefield. You understand? Because when you get to a point where you piss a woman, she's going to set things that are like minefields for you. And she's married to you, so she knows your shortcomings. Or your spouse, even if it's a man, he's married to you, he knows your shortcomings. I hope, I sincerely wish that we make better marriages. But sometimes that is the circumstance that we find ourselves. That marriage, according to one woman that told me one time, she said, "Aure yakini," and I agree with her. Aure yakini kwa. Honestly speaking, thank you so much for listening to me. If you listen to this ramble till today, I hope I made some sense to you. Tell me your opinion of this in the comment section. And I'd like to know two things about you. I would like to know where you are watching me from, if you're a first-time viewer, so I can specifically welcome you. Okay? And then secondly, tell me your opinion. Do you think that people should take back their cheating spouses? I'd really appreciate your opinion. Thank you for listening to me. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and I will see you all in my next video. Links to my other social media platforms are going to be in the description box. If you want to contact me, even if it's on WhatsApp, my contact is going to be there. I'll see you all later. Bye.